up?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, dope. Hey, we greatly appreciate you reaching out to do this. All right, for real. Thank you.
What's up? We got 48 people. We gotta beef the numbers up. Come on, Fago.
Yeah. And invite everybody that you know, and everybody that you see, anybody tuning in.
What's up? How you all doing? All right. So what's going on?
Yeah. Well, I'm ready to do the interview. You are. Let's promote the new record, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
First of all, how did this record, All Your Heroes Are Dead, change who you are as an artist personally?
Well, the record didn't change me. You change as you're doing the record. It's not the record. I don't know. It's a weird question. I don't really know. Let's do some funny questions. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm just playing. I don't know. I just, I make music as my mind is working, and whatever the fuck happens, happens. I guess we were a lot more, live instruments and a lot more music than in the past because I had more time to work on it. So I was able to get, a lot of musicians in the studio. Like we had tons of musicians coming in, and anytime we needed a little piece of drama, to accent the lyrics. We had musicians coming in, whether it was flutes or trumpets or bassists or piano players. Like we really was able to work on the music side of it. So that's a little bit different than what I had in the past.
Right. Now,
Crazy.
Let's take a history lesson back. We're gonna go dive deep into the album, but can you remember the first poem you wrote and what life event may have inspired it?
Well, I don't know about poems, but one of my first raps the first rap I wrote was we was playing around in the garage, and we don't play like the kid said before, like a pimp slap a whore. We don't play. It was my boy Bub and Kevin, and we was recording that in the basement. And then the first one that I wrote and was like, this is my new song, was a song called Battle Zone. And, I was a young teenager, like a high-pitched voice because my voice didn't even change. Yo, what's up? Yo, Juggalos, what's up, man? Fago lover, man.
What up?
I don't know where the people are at, man. This is the smallest live stream ever. We got to beef it up. Come on.
I know we got to. I've invited plenty of people. Have been blasting the flyer all over the place, but we got 35,000 followers on Facebook, and then over almost 200,000 on Facebook. Between Instagram and Facebook. So I don't know.
I know all about you. Know all about you guys. You guys support me, man, and support a lot of hip hop.
Hey, man, if it wasn't for you putting out hip hop we could relate to, man, you touch a lot of lives. So, you've been shredding the mic for nearly 30 years. What motivates you to keep topping yourself musically?
Well, here's the thing is, my motivation is to go live and rock the stage, my motivation to make music is so I could get out there and rock the party and rock the stage. And now that I released my new album, the world is really well received all over the world. And now, we're all stuck in our houses, but that's the world we're in right now,
Oh man, the world's all crazy, man, right now. Well, we'll get into that in a subject. I got some questions about that here shortly. Which Stanley Kubrick film best describes an early R.A. Rugged Man show?
Oh, an R.A. the Rugged Man concert? Well, if you want to go there, I guess a little Clockwork mixed with The Shining, murderous, but also aggressive and, beat you down at the same time, Those aren't particularly my only Kubrick films I love, but, as far as stage show, we definitely have that cartoon, crazy atmosphere, Clockwork, and, and the murderous acts, going through the fucking door, Jack Nicholson,
I just had to get some history lessons.
R.A. was my first big hosting in Massachusetts. The Rugged Man almost got me trampled on its stage. Yeah, that happens, man.
Wow. Man, yeah, you definitely you got a crazy career.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Oh, go ahead. You do the asking.
No, go ahead.
Now, the funny thing about that is, you know, when I go tour with all these legends and all over the world, and my aggression and my energy, you know, I always conquer the stage. Like, nobody can fuck with my stage show. But then when I was touring with the Clowns, that you know, they almost put on like a fucking over-the-top white trash Broadway musical. It's like their shows are so over the top. It's like, yo, here come the Clowns, man. No matter how rappity rap you can get already, the Clowns is coming, you know. So, and then when they end their shit with the Fago Armageddon shit, it's over. Really,
hell yeah, man.
You know, I don't say it just to say it. You know, I say it because I mean it. Like, them dudes really impress me, and I say it all the time. Anytime I'm talking to Juggalos, it's like their live show was something to see, man. Yep.
Now, this is a history question, but I find it interesting that every time the video that you directed for Smut Peddlers called Bottom Feeders, it always gets removed from the internet, but then someone always re-uploads it, and as soon as it uploads it, like 10K views, like instantly. So are there any unheard behind scenes from when you directed the Bottom Feeders video with Cage and Muddy Mai?
You kind of look like a shrunken ass Cage. Actually, I didn't think of that at first. I'm fucking with you, man. Now, well, there was a lot of behind the scenes. You know, I was an angry guy. That was my first video I was directing, and I didn't have a lot of money. And I get like 15 naked women to come out, and we had props and you know, drugs and guns and women dressed like nuns and sex shot. You know, what's it called when the women beat you up and step on your balls and shit? You know, those sex places where they beat you up. What's that called? Dominatrix place.
Yeah, the dominatrix.
Dominatrix place, and you know, found like a fucking 20-foot snake, and I mean, like, you know, I didn't put no money in my pocket. I put every nickel into the video. So behind the scenes, I wasn't very happy because there was a lot of complaining and whining and complaining, and I'm like, yo, just be motherfucking men and shut the fuck up, you know. So I wasn't very happy with it.
That video took off, man. It still gets plays to this day, and it was on Vibe magazine and hit really big in the UK.
Well, what it was it was when the internet first started coming on. So somebody said this is a weird interview. It was when the internet first started coming on. So they wanted something, you know, they already had porn all over the internet. They had all the craziest shit. So to really strike a nerve, you had to kind of go a little bit more extreme. You had to go a little bit more extreme than everyone else. So with that video, we went really extreme and like, you know, getting 100,000 views every hour, and it was crashing, you know, before the internet could handle all of that. It kept crashing the website, and, you know, it did well for what it was supposed to be. I'm not a big fan of it, but a lot of people are, you know.
Just curious on your insight, brother. So now, you're in Berlin, right? Right now? You moved from the United States to Berlin?
Yeah, I'm in Berlin, Germany right now. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, you know, obviously Europe has been greatly affected by the pandemic with the COVID-19. You know, what are your true thoughts behind the situation, and, you know, how has it impacted your own career?
Well, it's impacting my career the same way it's impacting every single artist's career. It's the same shit we're all going through, you know, like, we make the majority of our money touring. You know, that's where you make your money. You go on the road, you see your fans, you tour, you get paid every night to do a show. Fans will come give you a hug, they'll buy some merchandise, they'll hang out with you. So that's really where you make your money, is touring, you know? So especially now everybody's streaming, and streaming doesn't generate the money as sales does. And you got the hardcore fans that buy your CDs and your albums and your cassette tapes and your shirts online. but there's nothing better than bringing that shit right to their town, you know, and seeing them.
We may have lost him really quick, fellas. Oh, there we go. You're back. You're back. Yeah, you're good.
So,
but yeah, you know, has Germany, people have been praising Germany for how they reacted to the COVID-19. What's your on how the German government has helped out their people versus other countries?
I don't know. They did the same shit as everyone else. You know, they locked everyone in their fucking houses, told everyone, don't go out. You know, the cops will come if you're traveling packed. It's the same shit here. But I think there was this lower, I don't know what the fuck they did. I don't know. You know who handled it well was Sweden. Sweden did something smart. They said, look, if you're sick, if you're old, if you're likely to get this, or you know, have a weak condition that couldn't fight this, stay in your houses. Stay in your houses. But let the healthy people go out and run the economy and do well, you know. And the Swedes did well for themselves. They kept the economy going, and you know, people didn't go crazy dying all over the place. You know, it was the same as the rest of the world. So their numbers were just as equal as everyone else. So Sweden did all right. But you know, who the fuck am I? I'm just going by what the numbers that we're getting are. Like, nobody even knows how real any numbers are, you know? And
right.
What's padded numbers, what they're saying is less than this. Some countries saying there's less cases than there are. Some countries are saying there's more cases. Like, we don't know. They just tell us whatever the fuck they want. They want to scare us half the time. And we all know it's a real thing, and people are dying. But do we know the extent of it? None of us do, you know? So.
Right. Well, thank you for your input, brother. It's been wild. So, fans have told you personally on the internet that your record, All My Heroes Are Dead, has straight up made them cry. So, you know, how did the creation of this record just, when you decided to become more personal than before?
Well, you know, when people heard Uncommon Valor, they said they cried. And then when I did the last album, I did Daddy's Halo and Still Get Through the Day, and a lot of people said they cried on those records. I think this album, it's an album where they cried throughout, though. It was like, oh shit, I'm crying 3 songs in. Oh shit, we were just hitting some murder shit. Now all of a sudden I'm crying on the 7th song. And now, oh shit, we're almost over and I'm crying, getting emotional here. So yeah, I think a lot of people got hit with a lot of different emotional strings on this one. I think that's the sign of you know, when you did something okay, when the fans could relate to it. Let's get a little light here. When the fans could relate to shit, and that looks worse actually, right? Yeah, but when the fans could relate to shit, and your music is touching people, that's a blessing. That's why you make the damn music, you know. So.
Fred, do you feel that this may?
Yo, somebody said make a track with ICP. Let me tell you something. We did. We were on tour and we were in a hotel room, and I recorded my verse in the hotel, and the verse got erased somehow. So we got to do another one day. They were like, "Yo, don't be mad. You know what happened? Shit got erased." So we yeah.
No shit. So it got erased.
Yeah, it happened.
Damn.
I don't even mind though, because it was me. In between tours, I just hopped in Violent J hotel room with Shaggy, and we recorded it in the hotel room. I wouldn't mind doing something a little bit more, you know, different anyway. And it was dope, but like, who the fuck knows? I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was great. I have no idea, but it definitely got erased.
Well, I wanted to ask you about if you were able to do a do-over, what would you like the subject matter to focus on between you and the Clowns?
Oh, no, this was just some posse shit. Like, we was just rapping dope and smacking people. You know, that's what the verse was. You know, it was just some rapidy rap shit. You know, I want to do something Crustified Dibs style, horrorcore style with the ICP for the Crustified Dibs record in the future, where we do some like real vintage, you know, vintage sounding shit, you know, like, and some straight horrorcore shit, but classic beats, you know, like, rather than more modern beats, I want to do like a classic OG 1992 or 94 type, you know, one of them beats, you know.
Yeah, like Gravedigger style shit. I know what you mean.
What was the ICP video when it was in the sneaker store? It was at the Hocus Pocus one or whatever? You know what I'm talking about? It's one of their super old videos, man. And they're in the
yeah, where Twisted breaks into the
Nah, this was before.
I know what you're
Twisted. This was before Twisted. I think it's called Hocus Pocus. They was in they was in a sneaker store, and the beat kind of sounded Cypress Hillish. You know, it was like
yeah. And Twisted made a cameo when they were breaking into the ATM. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Twisted was. I didn't even know Twisted was around.
Yeah, they're in the video with no face paint, breaking into the ATM when the money's flying everywhere.
And this was like something like 94 or something, right?
97 for Hocus Pocus.
Okay, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking, but that kind of beat, like a throwback beat, like that kind of era, you know, or like a Cypress Hill Muggs type of beat, where like.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
And then just do some horrorcore spilling on that, you know.
Oh, I agree, man. You guys would slay that shit. So, do you feel your latest LP was the hardest to write for?
Well, the writing wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was the producing, you know, because, like I said, writing bars is easy, you know. It's like real easy for me, you know. For a lot of people, you just write, you know, and sometimes it comes out right, sometimes it doesn't. But I think the hardest part was there were just certain sounds you wanted. You know, you've been making music for 30 years, so you don't want to come back with the same sound, but you don't want to come back. You know, when artists try to reinvent themselves and it just sounds so forced and fake and not even them, you know, it's like, look, I'm staying modern. So I never want to do that. I want it to be modern, but I still want it to be OG. So there's just this sound that you're looking for till it's right, you know? So musically, I worked pretty hard on this one.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, you lyrically, man, like, wow, you just stepped up to a whole new side of RA, man. I know you've always been lyrical, but this record you went all over the place, man. And that's what I wanted to discuss with, the track Wondering How, man. Wondering How to Believe. Wow, man. You speak on, consent and, women who aren't allowed to seek out against their attackers and shit like that. And, that wow, powerful, man. Let's get into why you decided to jump into those subject matter of focus on the troubled youth.
Well, that particular song, when I got the beat, I started writing kind of about myself again and my life. And I did that on several songs in the past. So I was kind of like, you know what? Nah, let's talk about other people, the rest of the world, you know? And I have family members on heroin. So I was able to write about the subject and people who, I knew mothers who have lost their kids to, heroin addiction and buried their own sons. And I knew a girl who went through that. And then, the kid was a teenager still, and he was like, a couple of the girls in the neighborhood said the same thing happened. And so I just was writing stories, world stories, and tried to, make them as descriptive, almost like a journalist writing about certain topics.
Yeah, man, for real. I agree with that.
Yeah. Thank you.
It just grabs hold of your musical soul, dude, and just holds tight, and you're just like, whoa. Because, more artists need to write, I guess, focus on, more important subject matter than just throwing out stuff that doesn't really relate to anybody,
Yeah. Well, this particular song, Wondering, we shot a video for it, and it kind of got lost under the radar. We dropped it around a time when, the corona was really, everyone was locked in their house, nobody knew what the future was going to be, and it was a really dreary subject, and I kind of think it got lost in the shuffle. But it's on the album, so people could hear the song, they could go look up the video, Wondering. It's It's just real life shit, you know. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you dropping that content because, you know, the world likes to cover up what's wrong with today's society and try to make it all like it's happy days or something when it's not, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I got, let's see, man.
Whoop, whoop.
Just going over my notes really quick, brother.
It's all good. Did you ever,
Angelic Boy, you decided to focus on the controversial with the media and portraying, you know, killers and making them famous. Let's get into a personal life moment that may have influenced the lyrics of that.
No, that wasn't a personal issue. That was a world issue, you know, like, that shit was like, every other day, you know, somebody would go shoot up a place, and not every other day, but you know what I'm saying, and then you know, you go to Twitter, it's like, oh my God, there's a gunman on the loose, you know, and you know, my sister went to the college, where some guy shot up, some virgin kid went and shot up some girls in what was San Bernardino and or somewhere out there, and like it was just every day it was a new situation, and even after, you know, like look at Nova Scotia, just had, you know, where Classified and Pat Stay are from, just had a you know, some guy dressed like a cop and then was pulling people over and killing everybody, like, so yeah, and then the media does what they do. They politicize the tragedies, and then they put you on TV and tell you the world your name, and all of a sudden you're famous, and then the next guy comes out and wants to do the same thing, you know?
Right, and like you went in such vivid detail. It was like you were actually inside one of those situations or something, man. I just had to like figure out like maybe somebody he knew was involved in that or something, man. This is just so real, man. Holy shit.
Tiffany Shepis just recently. She's a B-movie actress that I know. Tiffany Shepis. You could Google her. She her daughter just got in some shooting. Her classmates got shot up in California or Arizona or California.
Oh shit.
Excuse me for fucking up where you know. But yeah, Tiffany Shepis' daughter was just a victim in that. I mean, she lived. I think she was wounded, or maybe like her friends had got shot next to it. It was like something where she lived through it. She had to go see the doctors, and she, you know, there's trauma right now, you know. So, but I had wrote the song way before that. But I'm just saying, like, it continues over and over. Todd James,
right.
James,
so now,
my boy Todd James just said, "Yo, Todd James is he's like an artist that does all crazy logos, like so many people famous logos, and he made all the puppets on Crank Yankers, and he does a ton of shit. Yeah, shout out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for dropping that details, man. I appreciate that. You know, a lot of people like to look into lyrics for beef, or because, you know, they're obsessed with the hip hop beef. I mean, we get it. There's a lot of like interesting stuff that happens during beef, but in my opinion, I think beef is kind of whack, and artists should work more with each other. But that's just my opinion. But you know, on the Golden Oldies track, was there really an Eminem diss, or were you just more saying hip hop fans should look more into the past history than what's now?
No, here's the problem: is stans will find you could breathe, and it'd be like, oh, that breath was like a breath that Slim took 7 years ago. Like Eminem stans, not the fans. Like there's legitimate fans and legends that love Eminem. It's the fucking inbred ass, ridiculously stupid stans that have no concept of hip hop. They just be like, anything you say. There was a song called "Gotta Be Dope" on my album that I rapped fast on, and I recorded it and mixed it way before Godzilla came out, and then like some stan website was like, I imitated his fast flow. Like, white boy's been rapping fast way before Eminem, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, stans have no grip of history or reality. So no, with the Golden Oldie lyric, I'm naming the most famous things that a girl born in that year would like. You know, she would like M and Dre. She doesn't. You know, she wasn't around in '88 when people were bumping "Fuck the Police." It was a different era. So I was naming the whole song is about. I like the X Clan and Chuck D. She likes the Arctic Monkeys and Imagine Dragons. It's a song about a relationship of two different generations. So you even say a name, that means it's a diss. Like, you know, if I want to diss a motherfucker, I'll diss a motherfucker. Like, I'll body a motherfucker.
Right. And I figured it was not a diss at all, because as I said, a lot of people like to blindly think everything's a subliminal diss for whatever reason. I knew it wasn't. I knew you were just saying, yo, you need to look into the hip-hop history and not just, oh yeah, you bumped this dude, but do you know the roots behind the music? You know, I understand what you were going.
It was just showing that I'm an older cat. You know, she was born '88. I was born in the '70s. You know, so that's what the song was about. It was a cute relationship verse. You know, I was doing it with atmosphere, and you know, I like boxing. She likes MMA. That's a generation gap. People, you know, they say boxing's not real fighting. The real fighting is MMA. You know, and in the old school, would be like, yo, the chess game is boxing. It's a generation gap. That's what the fucking song is about. You know, that's why I end the lyric and say, Reagan was the pres, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm. Did you understand that lyric? You too young? Of course you didn't. You know, it's like everyone my age knows what the fuck that is. You don't, right?
Right.
You don't know what that is, right?
Right. I know what you mean.
Because you young, motherfucker. It's not a diss.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. I mean, the track with Atmosphere is pretty dope, but man, let's get into Dragonfire. Bro, how did you lyrically prepare to drop heat alongside Ghostface, Killa, and Kool G Rap?
Yeah, well, Kool G Rap's my idol, man. He's my idol. Ghostface had spit that, and we put a live band behind it. And then, you know, I was like, what do we do with this? Like it's Ghost, it's such Ghost energy. Let's we make it a wu-tang record. Let's get Master Killer in there. And I'm like, you know what though? Let's bring the Juice Crew in, you know? Let's get Kool G Rap, let's get Kane, you know? But Kane didn't have time, or wasn't able to get it done on time, but we were able to get all the legends anyway too, you know? So we had Kool G Rap, we had Ghostface and Master Killer, and you know, Carnage the Executioner was doing all the beatboxing. Diamond J from EPMD was doing all the scratching on there. So, you know, we made him. Oh, and they threw Extreme. He's an up and coming reggae artist. He's the one that did the chant, "The Fire Like Dragon." You know, who them a this? He's like I think he bodied all four of the rappers, the reggae dudes.
Yeah, man, that's some hip hop history in the making right there, brother. You know, and then Legendary Loser. Do you feel at the end of the video when you're dressed as Tekashi 6ix9ine and you blow your brains out, do you feel that you went too far, or were you sending a message to whack hip hop?
Well, I was killing myself too. The song said, you know, I was suicidal and holding a loaded gun, bow, and then I'm reborn as who I am, and then, you know, come out the woman's vagina, and I'm reborn as somebody that got his shit together. So yeah, of course I didn't go too far. If I thought I went too far, I wouldn't have did it. You know, like I don't think I went further enough. You know, I think right now in the day you gotta go far. You know, sometimes I go, you should have went a little further even. You know, but also if you're trying so hard to go further, then it's forced. You just do whatever the fuck comes out of you. You know. Somebody said,
I'm just curious
because out of a woman's vagina. Shout out. Somebody said, testify books now. There's Dana. He said, shout out to vaginas.
I'm sure a lot of people were shocked, but you know, people on the internet was like, "What does it count as a Tekashi 6ix9ine diss?" I don't know. I just thought it was pretty brutal at the end, and I was like, "Huh, I wonder if he like is, you know, because of all everybody, you know, questioning about it, you know." So
it wasn't even Tekashi, by the way. It was 5 different rappers. If you watch the video again, my tattoos change every fucking shot.
Okay.
But like, all of a sudden it's this guy's tattoos. All of a sudden it's this guy's hair. All of a sudden I got this upside down cross here. Oh, now the cross is forward. Like, watch the again, legendary loser. That's I'm like 5 different guys in one, just changing up as the fucking verse goes. From line, my tattoos are all different. Somebody called you Fred.
Well, thank you for the history lesson on that.
That's not.
It's kind of. I didn't realize that mostly because you kept the color hair the whole time. But yeah.
Well, I didn't have the money to have a new wig piece for every shot. That we would have did it if we could have. Shout out to Jonas, the director. Go feuds. I misspelled his name recently.
Yeah, man, it's a high quality video.
Yeah, he's a king. He's a psychopath. Yeah. Everybody's calling you Fred.
No, Slayers Club.
Did you hear what I said?
Say it again.
Everybody's calling you Fred Savage in the comments.
Fred Savage? I guess because of my hair or something.
That's a compliment, because do you see Winnie today? Winnie's like 45 years old, and she's like smoking hot still. Go look up Winnie on the internet.
Still looks young. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't look like my age at all, man. I got like some like.
Look young. I said Winnie from from Wonder Years looks young.
Okay. I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
The track Slayers Club, you brought some legends, but what I like about it is when Ice-T jumps on, he decided to turn the beat into heavy metal, like a throwback to his body. Was that your decision, or what? Let's get into that track, man. You got a lot of stack fire spitters on that all at once.
Yeah, well, when Ice came on, I don't know, his voice is just so hard. It's like, yo, the rugged man made the call and I'm here. So then when the drums came on, it was hard enough as it was, but I was like, nah, we need. So yeah, when Ice-T comes on, we do them hard guitars and and plus, guys like Chino XL, Chris Rivers, Vinny Paz, they have a lot of rapid fire flows. So if you're throwing like one string while they're doing the rapid fire flows, it's gonna step on their verses. Let them be in the pocket. Ice is just like, we got, like more whips than the passion, the crack. Like his voice and his bars are just, and his presence is bodying the track. So you had time to let it breathe with some guitar strings, So no, we did that in the studio.
Yeah, man. Like, it's just. When are you dropping a video for that banger, man? I know that's gonna be hard to do because everybody has to fly in, but maybe everybody can, with the pandemic going on, they can all record their stuff at home and send it to you.
Well, here's the problem, man. It's we had a video planned for March 24th or 23rd to shoot Who Do We Trust with Immortal Technique. I was gonna fly to New York, but then the world fell apart, and we had on the 25th or 24th we were gonna drive to Delaware and go see Jazzy Jeff and work on the video with Jazzy Jeff, and I was hoping to do EKNY video with Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang, and all of that shit fell apart, So, I got this album out, I want to promote it, I can't tour, I can't shoot the new videos, so it's a little complicated. But like I said, the whole entire planet is going through the same exact shit, so I can't cry about it, It is what it is. That's the situation. Those are the cards we're dealt, So, yeah.
And I noticed that Ice-T tweeted out too that you guys should do a track together on the solo tip. So if you and Ice-T did a track together, what would you want the lyric subject matter to focus on?
All gangster shit. If me and Ice are doing some shit, I want it to be hard, aggressive, in your face, gangster shit, So, yeah. If I'm with Ice-T doing a whole Ice-T RA, back and forth thing, I want it to be some gangster shit, yeah. Yo, what's up, Amanda?
Right.
A-Lust in the Dust. This is my good friend.
I'm trying to see everybody's comments. They're just going by so fast.
That's the godmother of my son is in the comments. Yeah. Yes, I was actually in the studio with Biggie when we recorded. I knew Biggie very well, It was a different time when you didn't send people vocals over the internet. You'd go to the studio and record together, There was no such thing as the internet.
Right.
I'll email you a verse, Big. You would say, let's get you to the studio. I got you a ride. 9 o'clock, and then you'd all show up in the studio and just do the song. That was a different era.
Yeah, so, you were just speaking about Notorious Big, and we know that the story is true that he accidentally broke your toilet. But I mean, if you two come on a track together, what would you like for it to be in terms of lyrical content?
Well, I don't know. When I was working with Biggie, I was ignorant and crazy and wanted to offend everybody and piss off a label. So I talked about the most degenerate, horrifying shit possible. I wanted to do the last thing that would ever give them a radio record, So it was me rebelling. I always wanted to say everything to hurt my career, hurt myself, and hurt everything. I was a different person back then, and that's what people liked about me back then. A lot of people missed that guy. I don't miss him, but a lot of people do,
Yeah. So what about the Juggalo culture as a whole do you respect?
Oh, man, I say it all the time. I've said it in so many interviews. The thing I respect the most about Juggalo culture is the fucking fans. Like, honestly, like the fan, like the energy and the love and the fan base. It's like they just support and live their music like a lifestyle. And I've said this in other interviews. It's like if hip hop artists, like the great legends, who've already passed on, if they had like support, like the way the Juggalos support their people, they would have had a lot better lives. It's you go to and once they accept you into their circle, it's like a bonding love forever. Like you show up, you walk out on the stage, and it's just like you know what happens. Family, and it's a lot of kids that went through struggles, a lot of people who weren't accepted into society, a lot of people who need a family that don't really have a family, So it's I learned, because I was an old school guy where back in the day, what the fuck, clown makeup, it's a gimmick, fuck, back when I'm with a 20-year-old kid, I'm Rakim, KRS-One. But then when you roll with these dudes, you realize, no, so is Violent J, so is Shaggy. Those dudes are Kane, Rakim, KRS-One. That's what they grew up on. That's what they listen to. That's what they teach their young rappers about, So they came from the same school as us, But their way of doing the art is like a different game. It's just a different world that they portrayed, and I just have a lot of respect for them, and I think they're misunderstood because a lot of times whenever I bring them up, people get mad about it, and they act like he's just saying nice things because they took him on tour once. Like, I could tour with anybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't have to suck a dick because someone took me on tour. I don't give a fuck. I went on tour with. Name every big rapper ever I've been on tour with, So I don't have to say nice things about ICP. I say nice things about them because I mean every word of it,
Oh man, I loved your set at the Gathering, especially Oklahoma City, when the city officials actually shut off the power to your set, and you still continued with the megaphone, and that was some hype shit, man.
Yeah, what's funny is that's the other thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you give a little bit of yourself to the Juggalos, they'll remember that shit. Like, I didn't know that shit would be talked about for years to come when I was doing it. The cops not stopping me. These people are here saying my name. They're calling me family. We want to rock. You ain't shut me the fuck down yet. So we did everything we could. Like the average person got paid already. They walk, fuck it. All right, I'm done. I don't need to perform. I got paid. I got paid already. I didn't need to stay. But you see the fans and you see the people in the crowd cheering for you, and they're so happy to see you. So, and then the cops are going to come and say, show's over, and shut off your fucking sound system. So no, you do anything you possibly could to deliver something to the fans, give them something. So I was in there with all the Juggalos. One of the guys said, hey, I got a bullhorn, R.A. So we had somebody beatbox, we had the fucking bullhorn, and we did a show as much as we could with no sound system.
Dude, it was legendary, man. Thank you for still continuing your set.
Well, look how much you appreciated it. It's legendary to you. You know, look at that. But me, I was just looking as a performer that wanted to entertain the people in front of me. But that's what I'm talking about, Juggalo culture. It's the appreciation. Like, wow, this guy's going a little extra hard for me. I'm gonna remember it and appreciate it. Not all people do that. They don't remember the shit that happened 2 days ago. They're fuck that guy. He don't have nothing out. He don't got a hit record. Fuck him. But with Juggalo culture, they go, wow, that's the dude that rocked with us. I love that dude. That's family. So that's what I'm talking about, Juggalo culture. It's a whole new level of appreciation that they give, you know.
Well, we appreciate it, brother. Whoop whoop. Thank you for that answer.
No doubt.
For real.
I mean,
mad respect.
Thank you.
You know, looking back at All My Heroes Are Dead, how satisfied are you with the record? And, you know, what do you hope to accomplish with it within the next 5 years?
Well, I love the record to death. I love it. I'm very happy with it. It's just what I wanted to make. And what I love even more in the record is the crowd, the fan response. Like, so many people think it's one of the best records they ever heard and best record in 2 decades. Like the response is like over the top positive. Like, you know, not from these fucking dweebs at magazines. They don't even listen or care. They just want to fuck with whatever's popular. But I'm talking about like the fans that I was making the record for. Like, sometimes you deliver something and you think you did it right and the fans don't get it. And sometimes it won't be the right response and it hurts. You're like, damn, you know, like I made this record for you guys. But this was like, masterpiece, the greatest thing I ever heard. Or, wow, yo, nobody's album's better. Like, the response is so overwhelmingly incredible. So, yeah, I'm happy with the response. And what I want to achieve off of the record is I want to shoot videos with them legends, if we could get them done. And I want to promote the fuck out of it so people get to hear it. And then I want to tour. As soon as we can tour, I want to tour all over the fucking planet with the record. I made a lot of these songs that catered to the live stage. Like, you know, a lot of the chants, a lot of the choruses, a lot of the call and response moments. It was all put together to be a stage show. So it's a little, that's the one thing I'm upset about, is that this album that I put together to be a stage show isn't a stage show, you know? So, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you dropping a record. You know, people stuck indoors are able to bump it and uplift their spirits. Hell yeah to that, man. Thank you. And you're a father now. So any advice you'd like to give to tour musicians on how to balance your career and being a full-fledged father?
Well, it's tough. It's tough because you need oh shit, hold up. It's tough because you want to see your kids. And how do you make money? You gotta tour. That's where the money comes from. So what do? Do you spend more time at home with your kids and don't set them up for life, you know? Or do you go on tour, hit the road, and get your kids set up for when you're gone, they're set for life. You know, well, which one do you do? Spend more time with them or make more money for them? So it's, you know.
And you gotta make money to take care of them, so you're kind of in a hard spot there, right?
Yeah, and right now, you know, because I can't tour, you know, I lost 3 tours off me right away, or like everyone else, I lost 3 tours. So I lost so much money off of not being able to tour. But at the same time, now I'm waking up in the morning and my daughter's in my arms and my son's jumping on me and I'm with my kids every day. So, you know, but at the same time, yeah, the bills are coming in and you know, you start sweating. Oh shit, I got this album that everyone loves, but I can't tour off of it. So, but my daughter and my son are with me, so, you know what I'm saying. Next question. Is it frozen? Is it frozen?
No, it's not. I see you're about to go outside. That's what I thought about doing too. Show you my neck of the woods. I mean, It's not much.
No, I was just spitting in the city.
I'm in a peaceful town in Florida called Winter Garden. This is what Winter Garden be looking like.
Yeah.
But just enjoying the nice May weather before the humidity hits. So yeah, I guess as a final question, man, you know, where do you think hip hop, or how can hip hop improve to keep thriving in the next? What's your opinion on that?
The way hip hop can improve is just letting people rock. You know, it's gonna be what it is. Ignore the whack shit. It is dope rappers spitting dope, incredible bars. That's what the world is. You know, like you go all over the planet, and it's like incredible MCs spitting. You know, the way to improve it is, you know, get on the road. I mean, I hope rappers stay killing stages. That's the only thing that scares me, because now with the internet, you don't have to really be a showman. You just become an internet sensation. I hope that motherfuckers still want to rock. Hip hop is rocking. Hip hop is live stage and rocking. So I hope that element isn't lost. You know.
Right. You know, I know you're always perfecting your craft, and you know how important it is to perfect your craft to keep the hip hop genre alive.
Germany. I live on the water.
That looks pretty interesting, man.
Yeah.
I'm just surrounded by trees right now.
But the Germans don't like me. They think I'm, you know, Germans don't like me.
You know, my last name's actually German, and I still haven't seen my home country of my ancestors yet.
Oh yeah. What part is your family from?
Like originally they came right before World War I hit, and then I know that my last name used to be with a K, but then it changed to a C because of deportation hysteria. So I'd have to look more into my family tree and I get back to you on that. I just know that there was German ancestors in there.
Momo said, I like you, I'm German. Thank you, my German person. Amanda said, your mother loves you, she's German. Thank you, Amanda. All right, guys, I think we're good. Fago lovers, thank you for always supporting us.
Yeah, man, I was about to say, man, you got any final shout-outs for ending this live feed?
Oh, man, just thank you for always showing us the love and support. And I'm glad that I'm an artist that they gravitate towards. I'm lucky to have that. So I just want to thank everybody for years of support and much love, all right?
Yeah, much love. And RA, thank you for all the music again, and please keep grinding, and I hope to see 20 more years of material. And one favor, man, if you could buzz RZA, because I know you got some wu-tang Clan connection. Tell him to bring the Gravediggers back, man. We need that darkness.
No doubt. All right, rest in peace to Poetic.